President and the First Lady will host the first ever White House conference on women's health research. The conference will bring together business philanthropic leaders, academic researchers, advocates, investors, and administration officials to discuss the President and First Lady's historic leadership to advance women's health research. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden created the White House Initiative on Women's Health Research to fundamentally change how our nation approaches and funds women's health research. The reality is, despite making up more than half the population, women have historically been understudied and underrepresented in health research. To help close these gaps, President Biden called on Congress to make a transformative investment of $12 billion in new funding for women's health research in his 2024 State of the Union. He also signed an executive order to advance women's health research and innovative directing, the most comprehensive set of executive actions ever taken to expand and improve women's research on women's health. Since its launch in November of 2023, we're proud that the initiative has galvanized nearly $1 billion in funding to close gaps in research. And tomorrow you will hear directly from the President, you'll hear directly from the First Lady, who are going to discuss this progress and the work that still remains. And stay tuned for more. With that, Josh, as always, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Given the killing of the United Healthcare executive, what would you say to Americans who might sympathize with Luigi Mangioni's purported manifesto indicating that insurance companies ultimately care more about their profits than the health of their customers?
So
is that premise is that premise accurate in any way?
So let me just say at the top, offer up certainly our condolences to the victims and his loved ones. We are certainly tracking the latest regarding this deadly shooting. As you all know, local enforcement is leading the investigation, and the FBI certainly is supporting. So we will know more as they complete their work, and we're going to give them the space to do just that. And we are grateful to law enforcement for apprehending the suspect, and we stand ready to provide further support if needed. And so while we're certainly not going to comment on the investigation, we condemn violence in the strongest term. And so I'm just going to be really careful here and not comment on this case as we do normally. It's not, it's our usual step forward as we talk about these types of situations. Obviously, this is horrific. Violence to combat any sort of corporate greed is unacceptable. And so that is as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to let the investigation move forward, and I'm not going to speak to any manifestos or anything that is coming out to this.
Let me follow. This administration has made price gouging a priority. It's talked about junk fees. The president just outlined part of this in his economic speech. Are Americans treated fairly by their insurance companies?
Look, I think what I want to be careful, because this is indeed connected to this case, connected to this ongoing investigation. I do want to be mindful on what I say from here, and I'm going to let this open investigation continue and let the law enforcement do their job. I think it's important that we give them the space to do that, and I don't want to speak to what has been said by this particular individual. Obviously, we are going to continue to condemn any form of violence that is unacceptable, and so that is as far as I can go from here, given that this is an ongoing investigation, and speaking to it would not be the right thing to do right now from this podium.
A couple questions about drones. There have been repeated drone sightings in the Northeast, especially in New Jersey. These are not small drones, some of them pretty large. They're flying at low altitudes, they're flying in flocks. Has the president been briefed on this situation?
So we are certainly aware, the president is aware. So we're closely tracking and the activity and coordinating closely with relevant agency, including DHS and FBI, to continue to investigate these incidents. Don't have anything beyond that to share. Obviously, this is something that DHS and FBI are tracking very, very closely, and so I would have to refer you to them directly, but aware, keeping an eye out and looking into the incidents that you just mentioned.
Couple still though, but has the federal government ruled out that these are controlled by foreign entities?
Yeah.
And do you know if they're conducting surveillance over these areas?
So I cannot make any kind of predictions or comments about that specifically from here. This is something that DHS is looking at and FBI, so I would have to refer you to them. I don't have anything beyond that. We're tracking this very closely. Obviously, we're all aware of the incidents that have been reported. I'm not going to go into what they could be or could not be from here. That is something that obviously is being looked at as those respective agencies that I mentioned.
When was the president briefed on this?
I don't have a timeline, but he certainly has been made aware of this.
And
his
the New Jersey governor said, it's frustrating that...
Maureen Jean-Pierre answering questions at the daily White House briefing. You're going to slide away for a break. We're going to pick this up. We're relieving it in 2 minutes.
...are frustrated that there isn't...
At Alabama beaches, summer doesn't end in the fall. Keep the vibe going with salty air and sandy feet, because no one ever regretted taking a trip to the shore. Book now at alabamabeaches.com.
This game is unpredictable. And unbelievable happens. So if you bet, set limits. Never chase your losses. And only bet what you can afford to lose. Learn more at responsibleplay.com.
See? A woman sitting on the couch, building her credit just by paying.
I forgot you were here.
That's the point. With Self, you get credit for the bills you're going to pay anyways, like your rent, cell phone, and utilities. Set yourself up with Self, then just sit back and watch your credit grow. Build your credit. Build credit, build savings, build dreams.